Hey everybody, today is March 25th, 2022. I'm Gene.
And I'm Zane.
And you're hanging with Uncle.
How's it going, man?
Good, man. How are you doing?
You know, I'm doing well, actually. I'm doing very well. Very fast week, honestly.
Fast weeks are good weeks.
Fast weeks are very good weeks. I'm just ready for the downtime. Not too much rush going on this weekend, but yeah, I'm ready for it.
Well, I'll tell you something that to me, I think is very good going on is pay yourself. Today's Friday.
Absolutely, yes. Pay yourself today. It is Friday, and actually, the market's looking pretty good today.
The market's looking good. The cannabis culture, that section is looking wonderful because next week the House is supposed to be introducing the MORE Act, which is the same legalization bill they passed back in December of 2020, but McConnell let it die in the Senate. So just kind of throwing that out there.
I mean, that sounds like
get while the getting's good.
That's a typical McConnell move, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about what we're smoking today, huh?
Yeah. So this one is this one's actually a gift, but this is California Orange Silver, and I love the color. It looks kind of very light greenish, and
yeah, I like it. It's really light.
It's very flavorful.
Very fruity. Actually.
Yes.
I like it. Well,
we have a historic day today.
Yeah, it's the first time for everything. You and I have talked about reaching out and bringing people on the show through Discord, and we think through technology we have figured out how to do it today.
Yay!
So, without further ado, we have our first guest caller coming in today. This is Gene's intro. Go ahead.
Yeah, Brendt Knaple, and Brendt is with MBRGI Dubai humanitarian project, and they are working to assist with basically refugee children. That's kind of a Reader's Digest version of it, but welcome to the show, Brendt.
Welcome.
Thank you, Gene. Thank you, Zane. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
I'm trying to set up children refugee safe zones in the U.S., Canada, and Native American sovereign land. I've been working on the project solo for about 4 or 5 weeks, but it's been in the planning stage with me for a while. I've been noticing the winds of war have been blowing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of refugee children being displaced and other families in Europe, not only in the Ukraine, but there was a lot of families that were displaced in the Middle East too. The Kurds, you like name it, a lot of them came, Syrians, a lot of groups that came through into Europe. Europe had open border policy for a while. Germany with the EU kind of let the people in, and now there's a kind of a crisis point coming, and I'm just worried, what we can do to get the children out of there. I don't know if I could get cooperation to get everyone out of there. That's why I'm targeting the children first.
Right.
So what do you guys think I should do?
Well, it sounds like you have a really big mission, man. Well, first off, honestly, you're doing the right thing right now. Gene and I have discussed the power of social media multiple times on the show.
Yes.
And I truly believe that media and a followership can bring you a lot of power with whatever your mission is.
It goes a long way.
It does go a very long way.
But there are you can look for grants. There are organizations like the Red Cross that you could contact. That I would ask. Also, you could write your congressman and your senator and talk to them and find out what you can do to help refugee children that are suffering through no fault of their own.
I mean, there are many organizations that help support these. I'm sure that one is a good reach out. Definitely. I mean, I'm sure some of our listeners may know a thing or two of a few organizations.
Yeah.
Maybe they can reach out to us. But
what I think the best case scenario is that through crowdfunding, you can start your own. So instead of going through somebody like UNICEF, you start your own. And I think that is very possible.
Right. And it sounds like you have a sturdy mission. Like, that's something that I would definitely get behind, because with what the world's going through right now, refugee children and even refugee families are probably a huge increase right now.
You know, whatever you do for the least of my brethren, you've done for me. And if refugee kids aren't the least of my brethren, who is?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You always got to think about what's next. And yeah, I reached out to a couple politicians already, some in my state. I'm like presently in the Detroit area. My address is actually in Maryland. I'm about an hour outside of DC, and I have contacts in DC I've been trying to work through, and I reached out to Remy Roberts, which is one of the Harris appointees. I think she's the political appointee for the HHS. And
Okay.
she is, I believe, of the Islamic faith. So I'm trying to help. I'm trying to figure out how to get visas because I'm getting stalled in the visa thing because you have to go ahead and bring them in. I think there's visa 2A or 2B. There's different visas out there, but I really need help on that part too. That's why I am trying to work the political front. I have been trying to reach her on LinkedIn, and I'll just continue trying. I know Harris is a great woman. She hasn't got into the spotlight yet. Maybe this might be a good way to promote her. And how unique of a person she is. Sometimes when a new administration happens, you get all caught up in the big guy, and Amtrak Joe is a way to go. But Ahmed Harris is an incredible woman, and we need to hear more about her. But with war going on, that's taking up a lot of media attention and people's attention too. So
it really
that's
does.
what I'm hoping is.
It really hurts my heart when I see kids affected, by this unprovoked war on the people of Ukraine.
Yeah, and honestly about the visas, I kind of want to go back to that. It's not related, but I watch international tournaments and whatnot, and there are players who are signed who need visas. Yes, that's a professional visa, but they even have struggles of obtaining them. It just seems like persistence and presence and letting them know that's what you're aiming for and what you're trying to get. Eventually you'll end up getting to the right channel and get to the right place to get you a visa, because even the professionals are having issues with that right now as well.
And
so
that's the State Department.
Patience. Yes, that's a big deal. We don't know much about visas here, but I would say you're doing the right thing by looking into that. That's the first thing, because getting them here would be the most important thing, or getting them somewhere else safe, right?
Well, I know President Biden, number one, has talked about revamping the visa process because he plans on bringing in 100,000 refugees from Ukraine. But, like Brent said, it's not just about Ukraine. There's a lot of displaced people from the war Assad started with his own people in Syria that still have no place to go, that are basically living homeless in Europe.
Mm-hmm. And then, honestly, to think about the domino effect, I don't know if you guys would think, but that's just more adoption opportunities, and we have that issue in our country as well. One's willing to adopt. Are you talking
about leaning pro-life?
Yes,
you mean
being pro-life
for the people that
adopt? Yes. And, no, we don't want the gays to do that though. We don't want the gays to take the orphan children. No, please. But that people actually preach that. I don't know. We have to have a process for these children to come into our country, because they can come in, but where are they going next after that?
Right.
So there's a big process.
So how can people reach out to you? Tell them your LinkedIn page and other ways to reach out to you to help you fulfill this need, this humanitarian need that definitely needs to be addressed.
Yeah, well, you can reach me on LinkedIn. That's my only social media outlet that I choose. It's Brendt Knaple /Calcaterra, like the Calcaterra Funeral Homes.
Okay.
I'm actually in Detroit right now because there is a big Islamic population here. And also there's Toronto, which is an international fly-in zone. I think I could get a lot of people into households right around Metro Detroit, at least for the Islamic people. Now, the Ukrainians that are being displaced, there'll be people all over the country that would like to take them in. And other ethnic groups that need to be addressed, that need to be saved. You know, there's a lot of ways you can kind of work around it, I think. That's why I actually mentioned Native American sovereign land. So now dig this. If you fly into an international city, maybe like say Toronto, then you charter a smaller plane and you fly right into Native American sovereign land, do they have to get a visa? I don't know, because now they're just going from point A to point B, and they're not actually going into a U.S. custom checkpoint. You're going into Native American sovereign land, which is their own country. Maybe they could fly in directly from a spot over in Europe or somewhere else right into these areas. Maybe you have to get to a smaller plane. Maybe you'll use Puerto Rico or some plane. And this is just me spitballing.
Yeah, absolutely. Just throwing those ideas out there. Yeah, because
yeah. So
we talk about the hatred at the southern border, trying to keep people out. We got to open up our hearts and think of ways to help these people that, again, are suffering through no fault of their own.
Right, and then, man, we reach out to somewhere, something. Like, we talk about allies that we have and whichever. Like, there has to be some way we can, let's take our leadership. Like Brent saying, we can bring them here, but find somewhere for them to go. Like, talk with the Native Americans. Be like, hey, we need these people to stay here because of this. Or even talk to our neighbors in Canada. Talk somewhere. We got to get these people away from Ukraine. We gotta get these people out of this war zone. We gotta find a place for them.
There's got to be some rich people that need a tax deduction. Give Brent some money so we can help the kids.
Hey man,
I wonder if a crowdfunding platform, if you could write that off or not. I think you can if it's for a humanitarian project, but I don't even know. There's so many gray areas that I kind of start running into as I'm talking, but as we talk, we start to discover ways to go ahead and see the black and the white better. And a way to read between the lines is gray area sometimes. Well, so if they can't actually... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I tell you, one I've used with great success, I really, really like them, is just LegalZoom. Just give them a call and I promise if they can't answer it, they'll find out where you can get the answer.
LegalZoom.
Yeah, LegalZoom.
Interesting.
LegalZoom. Yeah. I heard of that. There's also another site that you can get on too. I forgot the name of it. That talks all about your legal codes in each state and federal codes too that the lawyers use.
Ooh.
So
yeah,
that sounds like a big database.
I'm not familiar with that one. I know LegalZoom is all. I mean, that's why I used to set up my LLC, and I've been very satisfied with their services. So, they may be able to answer your questions better than we can here.
Well, hey, I heard you guys mention something about silver in the product you have there. Now, is that the silver haze? That's a quick growing one, or?
Let's see.
I'm looking at it. It's I don't want to name the dispensary because we're not getting paid, and I don't want to give anybody a free shout out.
Don't want to get in trouble.
But just the name of the strain is California Orange Silver.
Yeah, I think because there was a silver haze. I remember during the 80s or something, or.
It's got to be a hybrid breed of some kind of haze.
It has to be a mix of something. Definitely, it has a nice flavor to it. Definitely,
it's really fast growing. So people like that for the.
So are you Are you a grower? Do you know things too about that?
I used to grow with aeroponics.
Oh,
that's how I grew.
Very cool. Very cool. Interesting.
Yeah, I tried. I was going to do hydro, but I didn't have a lot of time, and I didn't have my humidity right, and my a few other things. I was growing in a big open, closed-in space where I could kind of control the temperature and humidity more. Very cool. I was afraid of having load, so that's why I chose aeroponics. And I didn't do it for too long. but I did love, dabbling in it just for the science part of it. And of course, it made my pain needs a little bit more cost efficient at the time.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, well that sounds good. All right, well we're going to.
Is there any last final things that you'd like to shout out before we end, man? Anything you want to plug in before we take off?
No, I wish you guys luck. Your show. If you guys want to have me back at any time, you know how to reach me, and I appreciate you giving me the time to talk on your platform.
Yeah, we appreciate it again. Yeah, that's what we're here for. We want to have those have a platform.
We want to help the kids too, man. This is not a one-off. Let us know. Keep us updated on your progress.
Absolutely, yes. We will definitely blast out info as the updates go on. Keep us informed, definitely.
Okay, guys, you have a great night, okay?
All right, you
Brent.
too,
I'll
Brent.
definitely watch the show.
Take care, man. We appreciate
Bye-bye.
you.
Good night.
Awesome. That was cool, man. Our first ever caller on the show.
Thank you, Brent.
That was awesome. Yes, thank you, Brent. Again, listen to the replay. Go and, if you guys can, help Brent out if you heard anything that drew any interest of you, because that's what we want to have, kind of like have our platform be, to help you guys help each other find a way to do what you want to do in life.
Yes.
And man, I think that was really cool to have our first caller on the show like that. Absolutely.
Here we go, man.
Man, all right. Hey, I'm stoked. Well, I mean, we have a few minutes left. Let's get on the big conversation.
Devin Booker.
Man, yes, dude. So my girlfriend's probably gonna be annoyed that we're talking about this because I didn't really talk to her all day because I've been so hyper focused on Twitter today on the Devin Booker flip flopping MVP conversations happening. So the great Isaiah Thomas kicked it off with, why is he not in the conversation when he's the best scorer on the best team? And that's how they gauged it when we were younger and when we played, whichever, right? And why is the goalpost move for this man? So I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, I'm already hot. So
I'll tell you exactly why, man.
He's not wearing a purple and gold. He's not in Celtic green.
Jay-Z said it for us.
Man.
Niggas yellow.
Yeah. But
and that's why he's
sucks,
getting hated on, man.
They say he doesn't have defense. Well, they say the same about Joker. But he's a shoo-in MVP because his team is down there on the ladder. How's it going, Nuggets? You just lost last night to Booker's 49.
There's really nobody that plays defense in the league. Sometimes you get lucky and stop a pass.
He is the best defending guard in the league. He is number one in defense in his position.
Again, he scored last night, scored 49 points and leading Phoenix to their 60th win. How is he not at the top of the list in MVP?
Put the Nuggets away. I don't really see what do you not see? The man could score anywhere on the court. You literally say it in the next sentence after you say, I don't see what's so special. Yeah, he scores everywhere, but you talk about Kevin Durant being special and he scores everywhere.
Right.
You talk about Curry, him being special and he scores everywhere.
Right.
Just because he does it differently? Or it's not flashy or flary? But
he's
come
just getting
on,
hated
bro.
on, man. He's just getting hated on.
And then they talk about, he has CP3, but he has better numbers when
it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
He's been doing this his entire career, no matter who's been on that team.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand why they moved the goalpost for him, but it has been the narrative all season for the Phoenix Suns. Like, oh yeah, sure, there's 6.5 games ahead of the pack, but let's talk about these guys. Let's talk about these guys.
No, let's not. And please don't bring up the other team in LA.
But that's what they do. And they continuously talk about these other teams. And then even Stephen A. Smith today was like, I'm embarrassed. I'm going to have to say I was wrong. Skip Bayless also said, I can't believe I missed it and didn't say anything about it ahead of time.
Yeah.
I feel silly. Because you didn't say anything about Devin Booker possibly being MVP. And now the hype's happening. Now the conversation's flowing.
Right.
Now it's going. I honestly don't know how I feel about it.
Well, All I can say is I have no control over it.
None whatsoever. That's what they say too.
I have no money on it. Not my pig, not my farm.
No, absolutely not.
But I mean, come on, enough is enough.
Enough is enough. Enough of the slander. Stop it. Talk basketball. Talk ball. Like, talk about what's going on. Like, they put I respect Jason Tatum's game. I'm not disrespecting his game at all. But you can talk about Booker if you're going to talk about Tatum. They're not doing that. They'll rather talk about Doncic than talk about Booker. But again, where are they at in the standings? Like,
the only other person I think that has just acted a fool all over the league has been Ja Morant. Mm-hmm. But again, where are they and where are the Suns?
I mean, they talk about Ja highly, but Ja does the same thing. He scores. That's cool. But Booker does the same. It's not flashy and Morant-like, I guess. Like, I can't understand, man. But good. I'm saying his league better be on watch for the next six games, because this is the MVP campaign right here for Booker. And if he chooses to do it, which he has the right to or not, because there's going to be the opposite. If he wins MVP, people are going to be like, oh, he's like Steve Nash, blah, 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 blah. He didn't deserve it. It's going to be the narrative, Gene. It's going to be.
Let the let the haters hate. They're only hating because they're not good enough to be in the league playing against him.
It bothers me. But, anyways, all the other players that are a part of the MVP race are great players. They are. But their team doesn't have 60 wins.
I'm a fan of the sport, and this year I think this is Devin's year for MVP.
I really hope so.
You really would have to do a hard job of convincing me otherwise.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I just hope that this wave of attention doesn't affect, which hasn't affected the team at all. But like just like the mentality of how they play. Stay focused, stay grind. Monty Williams has got it covered. He's got that under wraps for sure.
Yeah.
But like, man,
they have the squad to beat this year. That's for sure.
They are the squad to beat. People have said you have to play perfect to beat them. Mike Malone even said after the loss, he's like, you have to play perfect to win. I said that months ago. You have to do something outside of your comfort zone and your ability as a team to beat the team. Like when Miami won. Miami fans were all about, but they shot literally like 60% from three. And hit like 20 of them. No. We're talking about like this season. We're talking about this season. But that's to go to show, like this season, they shot well against the Suns. But, they're not, Suns ain't ish. But they had to pull out a miracle. They had to play perfect to beat them. Now, a team has to do that 4 times to beat them in a series.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I got something that's on my mind that's really bugging the shit out of me, and I'm sure it's bugging the shit out of any sane person that's on the side of justice in this country.
Mm-hmm. Again, I want to shout out to thank you to Brendt again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brendt. Definitely.
Yes, go ahead.
But what the fuck about Jenny Thomas getting involved in trying to overthrow the election of the United States months in advance, working with Mark Meadows, the chief of staff, trying to get the election overturned, and her husband, Clarence Thomas, on the Supreme Court, is the only vote to vote against allowing the records from the archives to be released to the January 6th Select Committee. He was the only no vote. Really? Why is that? Because does he know he's trying to protect his wife's text messages that are public record that, oh my God, look what we have, because they got that as a result of getting that information.
Caught red-handed. Caught red-handed.
So why the hell is he not recused himself or at least been impeached off the Supreme Court? Because that is not impartiality. That is playing...
That's corruption.
Partisan politics with the court.
It's not doing your job. We were talking about that earlier, about leaders need to do their jobs and blah, 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 in their scenarios. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger did, when, leaders need to step up and do the right thing. That's not the right thing.
Right. I think he was a terrible governor of California, but that message was right on at the right time.
Yeah, we made that point last week. It's just like, if you have a job to do and you know it's the right thing to do, just do it. I'm sorry. Yes, your wife can be in your ear, and I mean, Britt does listen to this show. Not wife yet, but at some point, I'm gonna have a point where I'm gonna make a decision that she's not gonna like, and if it's for the better, it's for the better. If it's not, whoops, made a mistake. But you need to make the correct decision in circumstances, no matter what the influence is and who is influencing you. So, man.
And I can tell you this because my son called me today with some, or not today, but this week with some news, right? And I don't want to put his business out in the street like that, but in my opinion, I wish he would have made a different decision. But, you know, it's his life, and what if I'm wrong and he's right? You know, you have to respect other people, especially your kids, and allow them to live their own life and make their own decisions.
Yeah, I mean, you got to understand that there's a time for everything to make those big decisions. Yeah, and man, he really dropped the ball on
that. Again, just looking at it from me being selfish, it's just like, oh my God. But you know, I didn't sit in the interview. I don't know what was going on. I am not fully understanding why he didn't take the job, but again, that's his choice, and
I'm not talking about your son.
I respect it.
I'm not talking about your son's action being selfish. I'm talking about your story being selfish.
My story being selfish?
No, I'm talking about your son. Your son made the right choice to go do what he needed to. I'm talking about what your take was.
Why am I being selfish?
No, the take of the guy, your original conversation we were talking about him making a decision for his wife. That was selfish. Voting no instead of voting yes correctly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's lost in the sauce, ladies and gentlemen. This stuff is good.
It's they call it haze for a reason.
Had to draw him back in, throw the line.
I think maybe we should wrap this up with a dumbass of the week.
So mine's a little rough, a little heart heavy of a dumbass of the week. My dumbass of the week is cancer, because fuck cancer. Cancer sucks.
Yeah.
It has caused some turmoil. Not turmoil necessarily, but like some rough times for my girlfriend at work. She's had coworkers that aren't, doing too hot. I have friends through those they're friends as well. I mean, I look at them as friends who aren't doing too hot with, cancer right now. So, just, I don't know. Cancer is my dumbass, but I wanted to kind of put that out there. Like, say I love you to those you love, and, send prayers out to those who need them in these times, because it's a heavy time right now, honestly. And cancer has been everywhere, as of lately, everywhere. So, yeah.
Well,
kind of my deal.
My dumbass of the week are Republicans on the Senate Judiciary Committee with the dumbass questions they asked Judge Brown in her nomination proceedings to the Supreme Court. Like John Cornyn pressing her on marriage equality laws, should it be left to the states?
Right.
Motherfucker, number one, it's already been decided.
No,
why are you asking her?
Why?
It's stare decisis. It's case law. That's why Clarence Thomas was able to marry a white woman, because before that he wasn't able to. It was against the law. So why are you asking this old stupid shit?
Right, exactly. Like that.
Ted Cruz asking our babies racist. Fuck you,
right.
You ignorant motherfucker. That's a dumbass question.
I was gonna say earlier. We've talked about this, man. Like, people just want to know, just so they can know. Just to manage and moderate. And
man, they are so. I'm gonna say it, man. They were all racist in their questioning. Josh Hawley questioning her on sentences for people that have been convicted of pornography offenses. I mean, or representing people that are detained at Gitmo who are members of the Taliban. Why are you representing them? What about the
they're just gatekeeping, like I was saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's
they're
like
trying to dig to get something to keep her out. No, never mind. No way. You're not
because the Constitution says when you're being tried in this court, you have the right to representation. and so that your freedom isn't taken away from you unjustly.
Our gatekeeping government continues, is what it sounds like.
You know, it's like, shut the fuck up, you racist motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. That she sounds like a progressive person, someone that we need. But again,
you know, to me, it's long overdue. It's about time we had an African American woman on the Supreme Court of the United States. Man. It is long overdue.
Very long overdue. I mean, yeah, that's uncalled for. I don't know. You gotta have this personal criteria, try to nitpick and whatever to keep somebody out of something that they have a passion for. That's just
right.
I'm not about that at all, man.
Right.
I'm not.
Exactly. Well,
they're dumbasses.
Anyway, thanks for hanging with us, guys. If you enjoyed today's show, please hit that subscribe button and that thumbs up like button.
Again, shout out to Brent again for the wonderful interview. Head back there, listen to his message. Reach out to him through LinkedIn. I personally haven't used LinkedIn, but I know it's a really good place to get out there and get your sources as well.
Yes.
Would be a good way to get started.
I'm LinkedIn with Brent on LinkedIn.
There we go. Boom. I'm Zane.
I'm Gene.
And this has been Hanging with Uncle.
And we'll see you next week.
For the kids.